Hi, this is Anna from JestPaint. Today I'm going to give you my top 6 tips for new face painters. I've helped train a lot of artists over the years, and I'm going to let you know the 6 things that I've seen face painters do when they first start out that makes their work look a little less professional. So here we go. Tip number 1, make sure to load your sponge really well. If you have your sponge loaded at least 10 times across the cake and you pat your sponge, you're gonna get a nice opaque coverage. And the minute you see your paint running out, quick, go load up again. You don't want things to get transparent and dull like this. Don't be scared to load it up. Face paint lasts a long time. You can paint 100 faces or more with just one cake. Tip number 2. New face painters want to jump on the rainbow cake trend, but if you don't know how to use them right, you end up with just a bunch of muddy colors. So this is my biggest tip for newbies about how to load your rainbow cake. Do not load it like this with a wet sponge because all the colors are going to drip down and create ugh. Make sure that you have your sponge lining up and down with the floor and load like this or load it horizontally. But this really helps the water run down along the strips, and this way you might just end up with a puddle if your sponge is too wet. That's the second tip. Make sure your sponge is not too wet. You want to get it wet enough that it activates the paint and it looks shiny, but that it doesn't look drippy. So when you squeeze it, you don't want any water pouring out. Tip number 3, loading your round brushes. If you want to have nice, crisp, clean line work, and you don't want the tip of your brush to start to fray, that's the word, when you're using it, make sure to shape your brush while you're loading the paint onto it. Shaping your brush means you need to rotate and spin your brush to keep those tips together. You don't want to start smashing it or rubbing it really fast because you're going to separate all of the bristles so that once you get to the skin, it's going to look like a troll instead of like a nice clean brush stroke. Tip number 4, focal points. When you're a beginner face painter, it's hard to remember to get your focal points right. The easiest thing is you need to aim between the eyes. Boink! If you're aiming between the eyes and have all your line work go towards the eyes and towards the center of the bridge of the nose, everything's going to come together into a really pleasing way. Just to give you a couple more examples about what I'm talking about with focal point, here is a picture of an asymmetrical design. So it's not like butterfly wings where everything looks the same on this side and this side. It's flipped. This design goes up over here and down here, but you can see that all the teardrops are flowing around the eye. All the line work and the one stroke works are flowing around and flying around to create this magical figure 8 look, and it all kind of reaches in towards the middle. Everything finally comes in towards the middle. Alright, so that's an asymmetrical design. And also if you just are doing a one-eye design, or if this was even a full face design, this little Spidey guy is tricky for beginner face painters. You want to make sure that all your lines are starting on the outside and flowing into the eye. So even with a one-eye design, you just want to have all those lines flowing in, and also all the arches. You want the ones on the bottom arching up towards the eye, and the ones on the top arching down towards the eye. So if you can do that, make everything flow in and make your arches go in the best angle, it's going to look so good. You can also do these with full faces with tigers. So make sure that your focal points are on point. Tip number 5, stenciling tips. Face painters love stencils, but sometimes when they get them, they just don't know how to use them and they end up getting frustrated. If you take your stencils out to the job, you've got to practice at home first. One of the biggest complaints is paint dripping through the stencil and ruining their whole design that they had just worked on. The biggest tip that I have for you is to get your sponge wet and wring it out till there's no water and it just feels lightly damp. And then you just want to rub a focal point of your sponge, not the entire sponge, but rub a small section and really get it thick and creamy. While you're rubbing, if you see water squeezing out of your sponge, That's no good. You want to either squeeze your sponge out more or get a dry sponge and put water on your paint. That's another option. Or keep rubbing until there's no water left showing. Once you got it nice and loaded, test it on your skin or on a paper towel and make sure that it's just stippling, that it's not a huge amount of paint coming through and that it doesn't drip. I am going to try this on myself and we're going to see if this works. So I'm going to squeeze my tip of my sponge so I don't go outside of the borders, place it on my head, and then just do a gentle tap. If you tap too hard, you might be squeezing excess water through the stencil. So do a light tap and let the design accumulate and make sure that you don't get too close to the borders. If your sponge is really loaded dry, you can also kind of rub it back and forth, but you want to make sure that you're not pushing any paint under the edges. All right, let's see what happens. Dun, da, da. Huh? Okay, I guess I didn't get the bottom, but anyway, that's my tip for stenciling. Keep practicing and never give up. Tip number 6, step back and take a look. When you do your design in the middle, at the beginning, at the end, you want to take a pause, step back, and make sure, is this symmetrical? Does this side match this side? Is the width the same? Well, that should be a C. Is this going up high enough? So you really want to step back and analyze your designs, because if you just let the kid jump out of the chair, you might see them wandering around 10 minutes later and give a look and be like, oh my God, did I paint that? Because when you're in the moment and the kid is right in front of your face, you might not notice that half of the mouth is down here and the other half is way up here, or one butterfly wing goes this way and one butterfly wing goes that way. So before they get out of your chair, take a break and say, I need to step back and take a look. And you get the view of the whole face and you can make any fixes that you need to before the kid leaves and people start taking pictures. Thanks for watching this quick video. If you have any other needs that you need as a face painter, you can email me at anna@justpaint.com, or you can go check out our blog at justpaint.com, where we have tons, a plethora of tips for new face painters. Also, if you want to see demo videos and more fun videos like this, click the subscribe button and make sure to like this video. Thanks so much. Have a great day.